Hey, here it is, a new episode of The Grail, episode number 64, and very cool guest today. I don't know if you have a dog in your life, but I do. I have Miss Gertrude, who is 6 years old, and I was lucky enough to get this amazing dog a couple years ago when the times were grim, and she has definitely changed my life. And you know, through having that dog and realizing, oh, I want her around a long time, I seeked out what would be the best food for her, because all animals seem to fall apart these days from just garbage dog food. Yes, I will be talking dog food today. That is how crazy the Grail is. We can go from motorcycles to architecture to denim to dog food. We do it all here on the Grail, people. Because what everybody has in common are they work outside the box, they started something on their own, they went for it, they did something that most people would think is going to be a failure, and they did not care, they did it anyway. And that is what happened with Migos Dog, which is a dog food company that was started by some people out in Malibu. Malibu, man, we got to get that clean California living, even for our animals. That's right. And my guest today is Caroline. She is the CEO of Migos Dogs. That's Migos Dog, if you want to check out their website, migosdog.com, and find out what this is all about. This is straight up full protein fuel for your dog. They got chicken, they got duck, and they got salmon, and it's all made out on a farm with natural vegetables and no fillers, none of that junk. And it's really helped Gertie. You know, these dogs have all kinds of allergies, French bulldogs. That's what I do have, a French bully. And it was just great to hear their story. Imagine you're just like, Caroline was a human chef. She was a chef for people. And she had a restaurant in the Heathrow Airport. She also had a very cool show on BBC America. And she had a French fry fucking shop in Santa Monica. So she's been around food, and now she's doing something totally different. And that is working with Migos and putting together this incredible fresh food diet for dogs. And it's just a great story to hear. It's probably one of those ones you're like, well, I don't got a dog. I don't give a fuck about that. Have another guitar guy on. Man, I need more tremolo. Give me some more tremolo talk. I want to talk about tube amps. Yeah, man. There's all kinds of cool stories out there, and that's what I pride this show on, delivering just cool stories of people in this crazy world living the dream. So here we go. Sit back and enjoy this great story. And thank you once again. Please leave a review and subscribe on iTunes and my YouTube channel. Hope you guys are good. Check out Caroline and the Migos story. Thank you. All right, here we are, another podcast for you guys. This is going to be an interesting one. Everybody knows that I got a dog almost 2 years ago, Gertie. If you don't know that, I have a French bulldog named Gertie. She turned 6 last Monday. And when I got her, I was trying to figure out what to feed her because I had read awful stuff about dog food made in China with sawdust in it.
Yep.
Which is insane.
Yes.
No regulations. And the dog was extremely trained. And I didn't want her to have any people food because I know over the years people give their dog people food. They get weird allergies. Or they become just annoying when friends are over and they snatch their, sandwich or something off the couch, right?
Yes. Yeah, totally.
So as a long journey of multiple different foods and finding out that Gertie was allergic to chicken, or any kind of bird,
Right.
immediate diarrhea. Just like, oh, no bird for her.
Yeah.
And then feeding her different companies that are out there, that put that make food, whatever, all out of human grade food.
Yeah, there's a lot now.
Yeah, there are.
Yep.
And a lot of people will say, well, that stuff's expensive. And it's like, well, it's your animal. Do you want your pet to sit around ill and, with stomach problems or arthritis or weird joint problems later on in life? And I was like, no, I love this dog. I want her around. I'll feed her better than myself.
Oh, bless. Okay. Good
So after the
dad.
long search of food, multiple that she liked for maybe a month and then would stop eating,
Right.
I come across this food called Migos.
That's right.
Yeah, Migos. And she's been on it for, 6 months now and just loves it.
Fantastic. Well,
Yes.
I'm super happy to hear that.
Yeah, so introduce yourself and how you came about this and your whole life.
Okay. Well, so I'm Caroline. Hello, everyone. And I am CEO of Migos Dog. We're a really new company, very small. No one really knows about us. Based out in Malibu, actually, on the Calamigos Ranch. It's this gorgeous ranch where they do events and weddings. And Migos Dog kind of came about because the owners always been huge animal lovers, always had lots of dogs. And some of the dogs, as they were getting older, were having allergies and all sorts of problems. And they were just trying to find the right kind of food. And they were like, well, we've got space, so we got kitchens, like let's start making it ourselves. And that's how it came about. And a lot of it was they were fed up of buying food for the dogs, and the dogs just being like sick or just having like extra issues and vet bills and all that stuff. So yeah, that's how Migos came about. And
How long had they been around?
So literally, we got into the stores November last year. So very new, only like seven months out.
I think that's about when I started.
So you were from the beginning. Thanks.
Yeah, because what happened was I was first at the Erewhon in Venice.
Okay.
This is a long time ago, so probably 6 months ago, and somebody said, hey, do you want a free sample? And it was just a round meatball. The food is served kind of in a meatball round
Shape,
form.
yeah.
It's not necessarily meat. You can get salmon, you can get chicken, and turkey, I believe.
We have duck.
Yeah.
Duck is the specialty one, and then we have one for puppies as well.
Right. So she handed it off to me, and I was in a panic nonstop. Every month or so, I was like, she stopped eating again.
Okay.
And so I took it home, and she ate it immediately. And I was like, well, all right, I'll try another food.
Okay.
And sure enough, she just been eating this ever since. And it's just been fantastic. And it's funny because what people don't understand is a lot of these dogs, whoever your dog is, there's so much, weird crossbreeding and all kinds of stuff. These dogs have all kinds of allergies. Yep. And a lot of it has to do with the food.
Oh, it really does. And, we're actually one of the first dog food brands to be focusing on gut health. So all our recipes, we found an amazing certified pet nutritionist and obviously vets. So all our food the recipes were created by them. We put the vitamins and minerals, all the stuff that they need in the food to make it a complete and balanced diet for them. And so our emphasis is on gut health because it's been really incredible for me to even find out about dog nutrition. It's almost weirdly similar to some human nutrition. So things like they can get candida in the gut, which is yeast overgrowth and stuff. Humans do too. They can have leaky gut syndrome, and all these things stem from basically the diet. And I think it's really thank you for having me on so that I can just chew your ears off about dog nutrition. But it is fascinating, and it's something that's just very real. I think it's something that is new, and people are beginning to be I want to keep myself healthy. I kind of want the same for my dog. But yeah, it all stems from the gut. Like really, yeah, very interesting.
It's just like humans, you know,
Yeah.
like I had diabetes, changed my diet, lost weight, completely no diabetes now.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, and animals are the same, and it's really funny to think about. Not funny, actually. It was more shocking for me to find out that there was no regulations on food at all.
Yeah.
So I was YouTubing, you know, good food for dogs, and this dog, it was weird. She would, like, I guess for the 4 years that the owners had her, she ate dry food, no problem.
Yeah.
But the day I got her, they gave me a big bag of dry food. She just would not touch it. Now, I understand she was probably freaked out going through a change of a new home, but she wouldn't touch the food. And I was like, "Oh no, what am I gonna do?"
She was like, "New dad, time to switch up some food."
Yeah, I'm gonna put a change on this. But I'm glad though, because I want her to be around forever. And when I found out that there was like no regulations on dog food, it was blowing my mind. Sawdust, actual sawdust in the, and I saw it in her poop. As weird as it is,
God,
you just see like this weird crumbling. It actually looked like sawdust.
It probably was sawdust. I mean, that's what you said. It's just, you know, that's also like been super surprising for me. Or just like, kind of like horrifying really to find out about the lack of regulations. I come from a food background, so my background is actually a chef, so it's all about just fresh, good ingredients my whole life. But finding out all the things that the bigger companies can actually get away with is really worrying, and I think that's, you know, I think hopefully with some more education and some more kind of awareness about, you know, animals need a good diet too, and not just to have food that basically is not real food. I mean, it's kind of the same as like, I don't know, maybe just constantly feeding your kids like
McDonald's
the whole entire life. You know, there's going to be some health problems.
Oh God,
at some point. No,
like that supersized me. Remember, all of a sudden he had diabetes, and his blood pressure was through the roof.
Right. So yeah, diet is super important for us humans and for your dogs and your cats. We haven't done cat food yet. One day.
It is interesting too, as gross as this might sound, but once your dog's eating proper food, there's way less poop.
And poop smell a bit better.
Yeah, it's not like, and this dog does not fart now.
Oh,
ever.
That's great.
Which I know, because, you know, Frenchies are kind of known for farting,
right.
But I think that's because of like bad food, you know?
So there you go. All right, so Migos is good for farting. Fantastic. Or not farting.
Yeah.
So, good.
So this show really revolves around people that work outside the box and create stuff, and a lot of, you know, mostly material goods, you know, like home stereos or motorcycles or whatever. But this is a great company to have on, because to start a dog food, how do they do it? So they go, okay, we want to start a dog food. And from what I read, sure, you could sit home. A lot of people go, well, I could just make a big batch of that myself and feed my dog all month and save money. But it's not good just to have straight, regular food. You got to have some vitamins in there and everything. So how do they start with recipes, and how many did they have before they nail it?
So, I mean, they went through just a few different rounds of testing. And then I think the main thing was working with the professionals that, you know, like our certified dog nutritionist, Samantha Henson. She's been amazing. And she has treated like thousands of dogs with, you know, she would give people like recipes to make at home. And making your own dog food at home is great. And actually, one thing that we're really passionate about at Migos Dog is that we're going to be starting a Migos TV. So I'm going to do a cooking show, yay, for the dogs. So we'll give you the recipes. You can get the supplement powder to add into it, and just everything else that you need. Like, because a lot of people do like to cook at home. It's more affordable. So we just want it to we want to be able to provide the information so that, you know, if you can't get hold of Migos Dog Food, because we're just really LA based right now, or California. And but yeah, we just want to give people the info. If they want to make it at home, do it right, because just chicken and rice and some veggies isn't enough. It's actually not enough nutrition to keep them healthy. So I think that's something that we're really passionate about sharing the information with.
Like what kind of stuff goes in there? It would be like vitamins that you would sprinkle into the food?
That's right. So you just get whatever fresh ingredients you got, and then obviously mainly proteins. And then also, like with our recipes, we don't use any kind of fillers. So unfortunately, a lot of companies, for money reasons, will use things like wheat and pasta. Those things are really not good.
That's what was knocking her out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there was this one, it was like a macaroni from another company. I don't need to mention them.
No.
But they were, a dog food company that makes the stuff, and you pick it up. And it had macaroni in it and stuff.
Of noodles they use, and even white rice and white potatoes, not particularly good. And it's because of the carbohydrate content. So that that creates that whole yeast overgrowth in their gut, basically. So ours is freshly cooked, because we want to make sure there's no like pathogens or bacterias left. And then we just use a couple of good grains. So we use
quinoa or something, yeah.
We got some quinoa, and we got barley, and then brown rice. So those are the only grains that we use.
Sounds like my diet.
Honestly, we actually even our proteins are amazing. Like if there's like leftover chicken, we use this free range chicken. It's called Jidori chicken from LA, and if there's leftovers, I will make staff meals. So I don't think there's many dog food companies that can actually say that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good stuff. It's really good.
And then what about the salmon? Where does that come from?
So that's wild caught salmon. We don't use farm raised as well. So
Great.
we've got a couple of great suppliers. Try and keep everything as much local as possible. So, yeah. And all our veggies just come from, obviously, California. Best state for our veggies and produce.
So they come up a couple times, and then they nail the recipe. Was the first time, what was different from the first time to what they use now? Do you know? Was it too heavy on something, or the flavor, the dogs didn't dig it? What was it?
So I think initially they did try a couple of different recipes, and then the owner Garrett, his dog, he has a little schnauzer, mini schnauzer. So he basically was test dog.
Yeah.
And I think it didn't take too long, to be honest, just to nail it, because we only use a few ingredients as well. So there's no rocket science. There really isn't much. It's super simple. It's just, okay, we just cook up some good ingredients. We mix it all together, add in the supplement powder, and that's it. So yeah, we're not like, there isn't a secret recipe or anything to it.
I noticed that this dog food was so clean. Most dog foods, when you get them, you have to kind of do this 7-day kind of conversion, kind of a mixture of their old food with the new food, so they don't just immediately, start. Totally, yes. Feeling sick and everything. But this food, the dog had run its course on its third type of food I'm using. Oh, yeah. I was like, let's just try this. And she was up and rolling, and there was no problems in the switchover.
That's really great, actually. But we do recommend, like, when we got, the information from the nutritionist and the vet. So if your dog's been used to eating dry food all its life, to introduce the food slowly, because you don't want any runny tummies, because it will take a little while for the digestive system just to get used to it. And, I mean, I feel like one of the key benefits of having a fresh diet is all the moisture content. Like dogs need moisture, and they get a lot of their moisture from the food. Well, they should be anyway. So, and I think with the dry food, it lacks that. So that can cause other health problems.
What about when you're switching between different proteins in your own brand? Say my dog can't eat any bird, but let's say a dog could eat bird, salmon, whatever. Can they just eat any of those and not worry about like a 7-day changeover? Just since it's the same brand?
I would say, I mean, for me, I always like to err on the side of caution.
Right.
I know all our stuff's great food, but let's say like your pup's only ever had chicken its whole entire life, and then suddenly it goes on to beef or something with beef and beef liver. You know, that might have like a stronger flavor or just like, or a higher kind of fat content. I would still say just do it slowly, just because no one wants runny poops.
Right. Yeah. Now, what made them choose the proteins that they're choosing, and do you have some more different proteins coming out?
So they started off with, so we had the chicken, and then they had the duck. The duck is a really great one. It's more of a specialty one, and it's duck eggs. That one's got no grains in it. It's got squash, pears, and kale. So, but this one was really for dogs that had bad allergies. And when I started, we did some case studies. So one of my best friend, has this really cute, oh my gosh, gorgeous dog. I call him my nephew. He is a half pit, half Shar-Pei that had really bad allergies to the point where he was licking his paws so much that they were bleeding and leaving little patches all over her, floor. So we basically switched him over. He had just the duck. He had a super healthy dry food as well that the nutritionist recommended. And then they just mixed that together after a couple of weeks. Honestly, stopped scratching, stopped all the itching. And then after about 3 or 4 weeks, his like fur patches were growing back. And now he hasn't had like problems since. So it's really spectacular. But the duck he only used for a few weeks, and then he went on to the salmon. Yeah. He likes the salmon now. So he likes to switch it up. He kind of gets bored if he has one flavor all the time. But
I'm also wondering if Gertie would be down with some duck, and maybe that the chicken or bird that she had before, it could have been something else in the mixture too, like the white rice and potato and macaroni.
Yeah, our nutritionist actually told us that once they're used to kind of like going onto a clean diet, it's like having a bit of a detox. And then if a lot of dogs that couldn't have chicken before can actually start having it. And there are, like, even sometimes the chickens, depending on what the chicken is being fed, a lot of them get fed corn or fed some
terrible
bad stuff. But then that will go into your dog's diet too. So that is one of the reasons I think there's quite a few dogs that can't eat chicken.
Is the duck more money?
Yes, it is actually. That one's the most expensive one because it's super pure. And it's the good one to do a detox on, like if you've got allergies and stuff. And if you have a big dog, we kind of recommend that, you can just put some on top of, whatever you're feeding currently to make it more affordable.
Now, you are a chef, and where are you from, Australia?
London,
okay.
Yeah. Everyone thinks Australia, though.
Well, I don't know, I mean, to me, some people are real distinct Australia, like I can really tell, and some kind of have like a hybrid accent, But so you were a chef, and how do you come into this company, and what were your skills needed for? Were you like helping with the recipes? Were you cooking? And how did you walk away from being a human chef into this? Do you have a dog, or you love dogs? What's going on there?
So, that's a really, really great question because this is like complete career change, I'd say, for me. But I've always been in the food world. Like, so from when I was 15, trained to be a chef, I was in London, worked in so many different areas of the food world as well. The reason I came to America was because I started this YouTube cooking show from home, and that got picked up and led me to coming out here, which was pretty amazing.
It got picked up by a network or something?
Yeah, BBC America.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Yeah. So
and was it still on, or how long did it run?
No, I think it was just one season. That was it. One and done.
Yeah, but you moved out to LA to do it?
Yeah, well, I didn't move. I just came out here for the show, and then from that, other opportunities came out. So there's a company called Tastemade, and they're based in Santa Monica, and then they found me online as well, and basically I started making lots of food content for them. So that's been my thing after kind of doing restaurants. So that brought me out here, had loads of fun doing that. And then during COVID, I actually had a little tiny gourmet French fry business in Santa Monica, right by the pier.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a pop-up or something?
We were actually permanently located there, but we had custom built this trailer. So I know all about trailers now. And basically it was fresh potatoes, twice cooked. I made all my own sauces, and yeah, it was a lot of work, but it was great.
So it was just a French fry cart.
It was literally just French fries, yeah.
Wow.
Gourmet fries, twice cooked.
And it was just a cart, and people were buying like fries, like tourists around the pier.
Yeah, that's right. So I worked with the city of Santa Monica to get that kind of set up.
And who was it? Just you and a partner or something?
Yeah, me and my business partner, and then just a tiny team. So it was a really small business, and I mean, I'm a big potato fan, so that was like, I guess in England we'd call it a chippy. So
yeah,
I
right.
Started a chippy up. That was amazing, but unfortunately, when COVID first came, we were pretty new. That took that business out, and I also had a restaurant at London Heathrow Airport with 3 other female chefs called The Gorgeous Kitchen. That had been around for about 7 years, and COVID also took that one out.
Wow.
And so I was so stressed and like fed up, and I just said to myself, I want to move to the mountains. I don't want to even see people anymore, and I just want a bunch of dogs. And yeah, funnily enough, a friend introduced me to the owner of the dog food company, and he was like, you know what, I've got this, I'm starting this company, I don't know if you'd be interested. And I was like, well, it's on a beautiful ranch, so that's going to get me out of my apartment, and I'm going to be working with dogs all the time. I was like, this is kind of weird, but maybe I should do it.
Yeah.
So that's how I came to getting that job.
So when you got there, what were you doing? Were you contributing to the menu, quote unquote, or were you like showing how to cook like healthier, or what were you doing there, or were you just part of like the promotion team?
No, so the main reason I think they got me on board was really just to run the kitchen, really, just to oversee.
Oh, cool.
And to help develop other recipes. So the good thing about being in the food world is that obviously knowing how to cook and what ingredients go well together, and I think I had lots of like ideas and input for the operational side. And obviously this was very different. I don't even know if we call it cooking. It's food prep. That's all we do, is we really gently cook everything, so nothing's cooked at like really high temperatures.
Right, to get the ingredients out of it, the vitamins and stuff out of it.
Exactly, and then the food just gets mixed up. And because dogs don't have molars, you see, so they can't chew the vegetables.
Oh, wow.
So that's better.
My dog has barely any teeth.
Okay.
Oh, my God. She's got like 4 in the front. She's straight hillbilly. Gertie, hillbilly. Gertie, hillbilly.
Honestly, she looks super healthy there. I think that's one of the first things I said when I came in here.
Yeah.
Her coat is really shiny.
Oh, yeah. That was one thing I noticed when I started feeding her the dog food. And it's funny because this sounds like some long ad, but it's really not. It's I'm just trying to help people that went through what I went through, because I love this dog.
Yeah.
Like,
She's family.
Oh, my God. So I was like, I want whatever I can do to, keep her around for a long time. So as I started feeding her this dog food, I just noticed this cool, because she's a blue and tan. That's the color of this dog.
Nice color.
And in the sunlight, her fur was just shiny, like just perfect.
That's a good sign. Very good sign. Because especially Frenchies, I think they're more prone to having allergies.
Yep. She still gets allergies. But not like food type. She gets one type every 4 or 5 months where she's just kind of, I thought she had, her anal glands were messed up, and I bring her in. But I think it has to do with maybe some kind of grass outside that the vet said, or it could be a tree or something. But once in a while, she'll just go into this weird mode where she's dragging her butt and rubbing her side.
Right.
She gets a shot, it goes away. But she's never had any severe allergies with like fur missing or any kind of that stuff. Like, she's flawless. And I noticed the more I give her this new food, the less I had to go to the vet anyway.
See, so that's good, I think. And I think that's one one definite bonus. less vet bills.
She doesn't like the vet at all. Oh my God. When I go there, she's like, she'll go anywhere. There, she's like, no.
Does she know? Does she kind of like sense it already?
She just knows there's dogs in there distressed.
Oh, yeah.
She can sense that, you know? So when you get out there and you start working, and they're fairly a new company at the time, now you have to try to figure out how to get it into a place. And Erewhon, which is, the greatest, I think, stores. People are like, oh, that place so expensive and everything. It's like, everybody says everything's expensive, but they'll buy 3 of something that's terrible for you. Like they'll buy a pack of cigarettes, but they won't buy some kind of healthy food, which is really bizarre to me. But then when it comes down to like food for them, they're like, well, I'll just hit this Burger King, 2 for $99, which is really weird. But a store like Erewhon, to be in there immediately, people are going to trust it. So I was like, well, all right, well, I'm going to try this out. How did they get in there? Is that a tough spot to get into?
Yeah, and that's we were really so grateful and happy to be in there because they have like a rigorous like process for kind of vetting everyone just to make sure that they are who they say they are.
Right.
And that all their ingredients are good. So, yeah, we were really lucky to get into Erewhon, and we're in all the 7 locations in Los Angeles. And then last week, we got into all 20 of the Healthy Spot pet store locations.
Healthy Spot. Are those in L.A.?
Yeah, so Mark Bunark, he started it in LA, so local company as well. But now they're growing. They're down all the way down towards Costa Mesa, and we're up in San Francisco. And I'm going to go visit the stores tomorrow.
Wow.
So that's really exciting for us. And they're also a tough retail store to get into and sometimes it takes up to a year for them to actually like assess people or brands.
Wow.
Yeah, they're pretty hardcore. So
yeah, because I go to Rusty's here in the neighborhood.
Okay, is that a local pet store?
Oh yeah, it's great.
Oh, I should go.
You should go over there.
Okay.
You know why you should go there? Because I told him about you guys.
Oh, really?
And he goes,
Thanks.
yeah, I think there's like an Erewhon lockdown. You know?
Oh, what? Really? Okay.
Yeah, because he goes, I'll carry it for you, no problem.
Oh,
but they're
sweet.
family owned, and we can go over there after. It's a block away.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Thanks.
and it is, I love to support family businesses.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
And I told him about it, and he was like, oh, I'd love to have it,
That'd be great. And you know what? I think it's actually, it definitely is a growing market.
Yeah.
We've been approached by some other good stores up in Northern Cal about just private labeling, stuff like that, which, yeah. So we're just growing. We're still a tiny team. No one really knows about us. So that's why I'm very grateful that you had me on.
Oh, God, yeah. How many employees?
It's about 4 full-time, including me.
That's it, huh?
Yep. So
And how many bags do they make a week?
We're all chipping in. Like, literally, I'm driving up to San Francisco with dog food tomorrow. Well, it depends. Like, we can get up to about... With only 2 guys in the kitchen, we can get up to about 500 bags
a week.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
But the nice thing is we got an amazing kitchen up on the ranch, all like commercial grade kitchen, and we got room to grow. So that's really nice, and that is definitely the advantage of having the space. They've got the space up there on the ranch, and they want this to do really well, and so do I, and everyone's just very we all love dogs, and it's all just, let's get the dogs better, basically.
Oh yeah. I mean, God, dogs saved us during the COVID.
Right.
These evil people that got the dogs, adopted them, and then gave them back after COVID.
Yeah, I think that's happening right now.
Yeah, that's just, oh man, those people are just garbage humans,
I think I heard.
Talk about using someone. That's like having like a girlfriend that you don't dig just because you're all lonely, and then you're like, I'm good,
Girlfriend for COVID, or just a dog for COVID. That's
horrible.
We're working with Alison Eastwood, and she's got this new adoption center facility that she's wanting to build, and we had a fundraiser, so it's been great working with her. But she said to us on Saturday that all the dog shelters are full. They're at capacity again.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah, It's pretty rough. So, but yeah, I have to fill you in on stuff that we're doing with Alison Eastwood and Clint Eastwood, and he's feeding his dogs Migos now. Yay!
Yeah.
Really nice.
Clint Eastwood. Get off my lawn. He says that to his own dog. That's a cheesy joke. So now you guys make all the food, and then you got to deliver it to the Erewhons, right?
Yeah, that's right.
You got like a couple guys that are just like drivers, and each a week they drop it all off.
Yeah, that's right. So I mean, we're small right now, but we are looking to the next step is for me to find a distributor.
Right.
Otherwise, I just have to keep hiring more staff, and So yeah, fingers crossed. I mean, like I said, we're small, we're new, we're growing, and if anyone's got any good ideas, please.
I hope they don't do the old grow and then sell it.
No, I don't. That's definitely the plan is we need to keep this food good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just thinking actually when I was talking about our pet nutritionist, I was wondering, I don't know how many of your listeners have dogs or love dogs, but I feel like if anyone has any questions about stuff, I'd definitely be happy to ask.
Let's get into a couple questions that people would ask. Now,
I mean, I'm not a vet, so I don't know. But,
right. But I've got some questions
on
on how do you figure out now, from what I understand, dry versus this type of food, which is almost like people food. Mm-hmm. From what I heard is when you have this type of food, you can feed your dog less of it because there's way more nutrients in it. Is that right?
Yeah, actually, people do find that because it's actually all the protein as well. It's filling. It's filling for the dog. So people find that they're actually having to feed less, which is great. So as long as the dog is full and, dogs are smart. They just, they know good food when they see it and smell it. And yeah, so that is a true question that I know about.
How do you figure out by weight? How did you guys do this? So it's 20 pounds is 3 of the balls a day. 25 would be 4. How do you figure that out? Because what I'm going right now is I'm giving her 1.5 in the morning.
Right.
And then 1 in the evening.
Yep.
I could go 3, but it seemed like it was a lot of food.
Well, then,
she's 18 pounds, so I kind of went 2.5.
No, that's right. So we, the nutritionist has we have a feeding chart online,
right?
And it's all just based on how active your dog is, and also the weight, really, the size. So we have 5 pounds, 10 pounds. So you can just basically have a look on the feeding chart and see how many meatballs.
Right. But how do they figure that out? That's what I'm trying.
Based on weight and calories.
Right.
Really.
Oh, so, I got you. How many calories are in it? Yeah. Like a human diet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
And that's why we also ask for the activity level, because some dogs are super active, running around the mountains all day, and some dogs aren't. So it depends, how active they are, how old they are, and and their weight, basically. So it's calorie based.
Yeah. Now, do you have some other flavors coming out? You have some treats, any kind of other products that are coming out, or what do you guys got going there?
So there's a million things I feel like we want to do, but what we're going to do is now keep focused on the fresh food. Beef will be the next one.
Beef. Now, why were you slow on the beef? To find a right person to provide the beef?
Yeah, so, for us, our suppliers, super important. So they started on the other 4 to begin with, and I thought beef is definitely one that I think would be really popular. So that beef is going to be coming out in probably about another 6 to 8 weeks.
Wow.
Just waiting for the packaging to arrive.
Gertie beef. Gertie beef.
Yeah, we're going to get Gertie some beef to try.
Gertie beef.
For sure. I know you said. And you know what? Maybe the duck. She might. Maybe there are some birds.
I want to try it. I do want to try the duck on her.
All right, then. For sure. We'll get that. And then after beef, I think we'll probably try a turkey. Turkey seems to be really popular with people.
And what's going to be in beef with it? Quinoa or vegetables? What's going to be in the beef one?
So the beef one, we got beef, carrots. We're using sprouted oats because they've got way more nutrition than regular oats.
Uh-huh.
And then a bit of parsley. Parsley is very good for dog's breath as well.
Oh,
and it's got some green goodness in there. And then what else there?
Gertie gets a little salmon breath going. Gertie Go to get some salmon breath.
You know, the salmon is like literally, it's pretty much all salmon, and it's just got some other the veggies and some rice, brown rice in it.
Yeah.
And pumpkin. So it's easily digestible. The salmon's great for the joints as well. All those omega-3s and 6, all those fatty acids. Super good for the skin, joints. Yeah, so beef is the next one.
Beef.
We got carrots in it. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, and a little bit of beef liver as well.
And then some treats.
Treats, we are currently just selling them at the farmers markets. So we decided we would love to just kind of like get into the local community, and kind of what better way than to be like there selling in the farmers markets. So we're currently at Larchmont Village on a Sunday, and then we're in Santa Monica on a Sunday, and Agora Hills on a Saturday. So we're in 3 farmers markets. We want to get into some more, but we only sell the treats at the farmers markets for now.
Oh, no, none of the meatballs.
Really well. Oh, sorry, no, we do sell all the fresh dog food as well, and we also have toppers. So a topper is in a jar, and it's basically the same recipe as the meatballs, but it doesn't have all the supplements in it. So it's like basically just a bit of extra fresh that you can just put on top of whatever you're feeding.
On dry food and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know any good dry food out there?
You know, the nutritionalist she's given me a couple of brands that she likes, because they use minimal amount of ingredients and the ingredients are good. You know, and I'm blanking on the names of them now. But I can definitely get you some, because there's friends, like I have friends that will use like a good dry food and then mix the fresh in on top.
Right.
So
yeah.
It's also a really good alternative, you know. They're getting some good freshness as well.
Well, yeah, because sometimes I travel with Gertie. This is the only time I run into problems with the Migos food. Is when I travel with Gertie.
Yeah, you can't bring the fresh, right?
Yeah, so I bring this freeze-dried food from this brand where you just kind of add water.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, you know, it's supposed to be a super healthy brand.
Yeah.
But it's the only problem I have with Migos, because I travel a lot.
Yeah, right.
So then I have to always figure out what to feed her when I'm on the road.
No, that's a good question. We've been looking into freeze-dried, because freeze-dried is a great way to preserve food without any preservatives as well. So fingers crossed. And if we can get that done, then we can probably ship, because it's light.
Right.
So that would be really good for us. Yeah.
And it'd be a great option to be able to stay on the brand and be like, well, like, you know, sometimes I go on the road and I bring this food. It's the only thing I could do. So now I'm in a food switch situation, and Gertie will be like, oh, what is this? But eventually she starts to eat it, you know, because she does like it.
Yeah.
But it's that's the only downfall, I think, of Migos. But I'm super unusual. I'm a guy who travels everywhere with their dog.
That's really
Yeah, most people are just home,
right,
where this dog food is perfect. It's pretty easy, guys. It's frozen. I take out like 4 of the balls a day, and they thaw out, and then I use them, and then I take out 4 more, and that's and every couple of days, you know.
Yeah, we wanted to actually do like portion control, as in like that's why we did them into balls, and soon actually we're going to make like little patties as well, just so you can take out as many as you need as you go along.
Perfect.
Rather than having to defrost the whole big like tub or something. So.
Yeah, I love the meatball type of shape, because then it's just drop a few in, and also, you know, portion for sure. You're like, okay, 1.5. Here you go.
And less wastage as well. I think that's important.
Absolutely.
So, don't like waste.
So now, you guys, how long you been? 7 months?
Yep, 7 months.
How great is this? What's the name come from?
So the name is, so the owners have the Calamigos Ranch. So they was like Calamigos, and then they're like amigos, you know, it's like friends, and then Migos. So Migos, that's how it came about.
Oh, I gotcha. And do you live out there on the ranch?
I do not. Yes, I'm in Santa Monica. So,
oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Brits are, I guess.
And do you have to go into the place each day?
Yeah, I drive up there every day.
What a great drive, huh?
It is. You know, I think the PCH is like my favorite road.
What was that bullshit they were doing there last week with the cones?
Oh, Beautiful.
Oh my God, what was
Yeah,
that?
that took me like 2 hours.
Oh, I was going to a
10
wedding. It was a
miles.
nightmare.
Yeah, I think that was when Biden was in town.
That's what I thought it was, yeah.
And I'm sure I drove past them because there were all these motorbikes. and
Yeah,
all
it was
this
like the
stuff.
Americans or something, the Americas or whatever, some kind of convention or whatever. Oh, it was a nightmare.
The PCH was down to 1 lane. And
Ah.
if anyone knows the PCH during traffic, it's like,
Oh, it
yeah,
was
so-
brutal.
It really was, yeah.
But that PCH, I used to ride motorcycles every day of my life till I got ran over.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It was horrible
Sorry
like
to hear that.
5 years ago. But I would ride up that thing and, it is kind of a dream to live out in Malibu.
Yeah.
But you have to, I think, be married and be able to work at home or whatever. Because once you're out there, no one's coming out to see you.
It's pretty, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I do love the Country Mart area.
Yep.
Oh,
totally.
man. Now,
Yeah,
have you tried to go Whole Foods?
we'd love to, yeah. I mean, any other stores, we would love to just keep expanding. We're just focusing on, California, Los Angeles
Right.
mainly for now. So just take it a step at a time. But Whole Foods would be amazing. Bristol Farms, there's loads of stores here.
Yeah, Whole Foods. And it's really interesting. I'm not too sure this type of thing. You get the people like, you libertards out there with your dumb hippie organic stuff, or whatever. But it really takes a while for people in other areas to get into clean eating or, Tesla electric cars or any electric cars, not just Tesla or whatever. So that's always a strange challenge,
Yeah, I think so. And also, I feel like, the dog food world sometimes I feel like I'm dealing with pharmaceutical companies, with the big companies.
Right.
And it's, they kind of do all the education for people. So it's something where there are definitely really good brands out there with dry food, for sure.
Right.
And then there are some not as good. So I think, just depends on kind of what you believe, what you want to feed your dogs. And most people that I know, have done the dry food because that's kind of what people have grown up thinking is best for their dogs.
Yep.
To have like these certain brands. So I feel like the fresh is new. I know some people are just like, there's a dog, I just feed it this whatever. But yeah. So
Yeah.
personal preferences, and there are lots of different diets. Like some people just do raw, some people do grain-free, some people even do vegan dog food.
Yeah.
So there are lots of different types. We're doing the fresh cooked, and it's good stuff.
Yeah.
I kind of sometimes feel like though because I see everything being made, I think to myself, and it's kind of sad, I guess, but I think the quality and the ingredients and the nutrition in the dog food is probably healthier than what a lot of people actually eat. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
which is crazy.
When I was young, there was like one dog food. It was Skippy. I don't even know if they're around anymore.
I haven't
It was
heard
this
of
brand
Skippy.
called
Okay.
Skippy. It came in a can,
Yeah, can,
and
right.
you open it up with the can opener,
uh-huh.
and it was just like a brown cylinder just dropped out,
Yeah.
bloop, and then we had a big like 50-pound bag of Skippy dry,
Mm-hmm.
and once in a while I would just grab a handful and eat some. It was so weird. It was like I would eat a handful of like dog food.
Was it good? Did you
Well, it
like
was
it?
like tastes like cereal, you know.
Oh, okay, yep.
So I'd be like, we were poor, so I'd be like, oh, this is good. I think about that. Like, there's kids out there that ate dog food. Not the wet stuff. That was gross. But like dry dog food, you're just chewing on it.
Bit of milk in there, maybe.
It's so weird. That's like just came to me like
go.
a flashback.
Wow. Well, you know what? You should try a meatball. I mean, it's got the doggy supplements in it.
Yeah.
I'd love to do some demos sometimes where, okay, I'll do a batch without the doggy supplements and then I can just cook up a slider and then put it in a bun and you'd be like, hey, you can try
Oh
it.
yeah.
It's fine.
All right. So they have an Instagram. It's Migos, right?
Yeah, so it's at Migos Dog. Oh, no, Instagram, Migos Dog Food. Yeah, I should know this.
At Migos Dog Food.
That's right. Yeah,
Okay.
Instagram. Yeah.
And if you're in California, right now, Southern California is Erewhon, but
And healthy spots.
Yeah, and healthy spots.
Yeah.
Now, healthy spots, is that NorCal too? Northern California?
They've got 3. So we got 3 locations in Northern Cal, and I'm really excited. Literally going up there tomorrow with a car full of dog food. And 3 locations up there. 1 in Costa Mesa, the rest all around LA.
Wow, cool.
Yeah.
And anything in San Diego or anything?
Not yet.
No Sacramento?
No.
So San Francisco, Marin County?
It is Mission Bay, Berkeley, and somewhere else.
Okay.
All like kind of San Francisco-y.
Yeah, right. Where the money's at.
There you go.
It's funny. And then hopefully you guys can find this. There are other options, but I have found that they're not as clean as they say they are. Like I said, with noodles, macaroni, that kind of stuff can't be good for your dog. It's terrible for humans.
Yeah.
You know, gluten and pasta. Since I quit sugar, white rice, and flour 5 years ago.
Wow, you're super healthy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no diabetes, you
Right.
know,
Oh, yeah, the
and
sugar
just clean eating. It could only be a plus for your dog, especially if you have weird little small dogs. Like, you know, big dogs kind of eat whatever. They seem like, you know, like a German Shepherd, they just eat garbage or whatever, and they live to be 18.
Foot down. There you
Yeah.
go. Yep.
But you got these little weird dogs like French Bulldogs and Boston Terriers and Schnauz, you know, baby Schnauz, all those weird little dogs. They're Frankensteins, you know. Oh, especially English Bulldogs. Oh my God, they already out the gate have tons of problems.
Yeah.
Allergies, cherry eyes,
That's right.
hot spots on their fur, all of that. So the best thing to do is just give these dogs the best chance they have. And they give you nothing but love. So, you know, love them back with what you feed them, you know?
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah.
You took the words right out of my mouth. This is great. Thank
It's just
you so
true,
much.
though.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yes.
So, so lovely to
Absolutely.
meet you. And Gertie.
Yeah.
She's looking great.
And she was supposed to do it last week, got COVID.
I did.
Yeah. How bad was it? Was it okay?
You know, the first couple of days, like, really, that was horrible. I haven't felt that sick in ages. So,
Yeah.
but I guess I don't need a booster now because I
Yeah.
got my natural antibody.
I know, right? Yeah, that's like me. It's like I got COVID twice. I'm like,
Oh.
I'm good, you know?
Oh, God.
So, yeah, it's...
Well, I hope I don't get it again. But yeah,
Yeah.
I was only a few days out. I'm all good now. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So
Good.
thank you for having me so much. Yeah.
Oh, thank you for coming over. You want to come see some comedy sometime?
Yes, I
Let
do.
me- yeah.
That'd be great.
Let me know. You got to see some comedy.
Okay. I think
Absolutely. Are you into comedy?
I am. Yeah.
Do you watch it on Netflix?
I prefer to go live.
Yeah.
But I need to, if you can recommend me some shows apart from yours, obviously. So
Where do you see it live? Do you go to that Santa Monica West Side Theater?
there is, the little one in Santa Monica a
Yeah.
couple of times, and then Sunset Boulevard Comedy Store.
That's my
I
home.
haven't been in ages because I just need to get out more. That sounds
All
amazing.
right, there you guys go. Check out Migos if you're in the Los Angeles area. And I will also give you a heads up for if they get into some stores around America, which will be really cool. And, keep your dog healthy. See you guys.